Well, welcoming our new members.
Yes,
So anyway, yeah.
and our new co-chair, we have a page on it, yes.
I just got a text from Sue, she's trying to get on, but there's.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marquis.
Marquis saved the day. No, we're not muted.
Can you hear us?
I'm
Ted.
scared to put
Yes,
the video. on. I
yes,
don't
we
wanna
got
do
you
it.
now.
Okay, we have
Oh,
problems.
great. Okay, I'm with you.
Tell
Yes.
They won't be able to hear us. I mean, see us, but they could hear us.
Okay, you can't see us, but you'll be able to hear us. We had connection problems. We've, fortunately, one of our members, Marquise Bell, worked out the connection problem, so you will be able to hear us and talk to us, but you won't be able to see us. All right? So
Got it.
I'm just finishing up my chairs report. We went over 1727. The revamping of and starting of strategic planning task force. Our community fellow from Columbia will be examining housing and health issues. That point and contact person on the board will be Cameron Clark. He and I met with a fellow yesterday afternoon. CB9 newsletter will be starting up shortly again. And that will be handled by Monique and Marquise who's here and Maria as well.
I wanted to take a moment since Ted was on to thank him for his write-up. I will be including in this upcoming newsletter.
You're
All
right.
I can say is if you want anything more or less or whatever, just get in touch with me.
Will do. Thank you, Ted. So it's a piece we're doing on Carolyn Thompson.
Yes.
Ted did a write-up going back some years talking
Thank
about
you.
it. So,
Yes.
thank you, Ted.
Thank you.
And lastly, in my chair's report was food pantries, trying to let people know about the food pantry posted on the hearing board office window. So it's just trying to keep people informed of where they can obtain food.
That was sent out by Ashley today that made my heart. It's just wonderful. Aldi's is offering a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes.
There's everything. Spent a dinner for $40.
$40.
Whatever we can do to disseminate that information.
You said group.
Aldi.
It's a name, just to help get the word out.
Yeah, they also came out with
Where? Hold on one second.
they also came out with like a database last week. I think it's called like Dora.nyc, and it lists food pantries throughout the city. It's like on a digital map. And you can sort of
Okay, we have it.
perfect.
We tried to narrow it, some of it down to the area, because some of them, it's like all
Makes
over.
sense.
Yeah.
So you wanna look at something and say, oh yeah, it's right nearby, so I can go to that.
Sorry, to respond, in terms of Aldi's, I believe there's an Aldi's going down. If you're going down, St. Nicholas Avenue, that turns into Manhattan Avenue, where it breaks off. Is that new building that's on that side, you keep going, I think it's Aldi.
No, that's
I thought that was the competing
Lighties.
or leads. I
Leave
get-
Lighties.
Oh,
Yeah, that one.
They're family members that are against each other.
Like a German standard.
Well, Lidl's not giving $40 Thanksgiving dinner.
Moving on. Thank you very much. That's it for my chair's report. Treasurer's report. Our treasurer is not here. Neither is our assistant treasurer today.
Treasurer had death in the family.
Thank you. So the treasury report is in your packet. And take a look at it at your leisure. All right,
I have a quick question. as it relates to budget. I know that you've already sent stuff in, and some of the stuff I've been asking about, I don't know if that's a part of like the district need stuff in terms of getting another tablecloth of banner and stuff like that.
That's not just the meeting, that's internal, and I'm working on it.
Okay,
So that's something you and I.
all right. I didn't know if it would, show up on here, but
No.
yeah, okay, that's it.
All right, okay, that takes us to district manager's report.
Okay, good evening. In addition to the district manager's report, I just wanted to add to the treasurer's report that we are still working on our district needs statement and prioritization of our budget requests. It's almost completed, so I'm just letting you know, by the end of this week or early next week, we will be submitting the document. I want to thank all the co-chairs that have submitted their entries and their edits to their narratives. And as well as discretionary funding. I wanted to thank those committee chairs that have submitted dates for the 2026 events, and if you haven't already done so, I would ask that you start thinking about what your planning will be for 2026. I have seniors, I've been speaking with arts and culture regarding an event that they're having. So if housing wants to have something, economic development, LPP, please submit your suggestions or your requests.
Are we still talking about doing that all?
Yes, that's.
All committee event? We were what?
Yeah,
All committee, yes.
all committees would do one big event. We're talking about, yeah, we're gonna,
Like a resource community board?
Well, yeah, so they like to, I mean, you know, we are what we do.
Okay,
And maybe at the end of maybe June might be right before we break. Since we got holidays in May, you know.
yeah. All right. We'll talk about, I have just one other item I wanna jump back onto.
Okay.
That is, yesterday I went with Marco from Uptown Market. They're gonna be changing their format of 12th Avenue. He'll be doing it just either 2 months, July and August, or June, July and August. He wants to work with us, Unit Board 9, economic development needs to bring more, and I said bring more of our local businesses on, our local vendors on. Also, something with arts, Michael Palmer did something last year. He wants our input, arts and cultures input, what can be displayed, what can be promoted at his events as well. And youth is not here this evening, but involving the youth, whether that be through the arts or something else, so they can be a part of it as well. So, we'll have him in a meeting and he can, speak about his ideas and we'll put that forward, yes.
Victor,
Well,
did he say
they
anything?
usually meet on Thursdays, so our exec board and our regular general board, so we can go. The
Late night market.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna,
2:30 Tuesday.
I'll be asking him to change that,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Ask
We
them to
can
choose
go.
one day out of what they're doing, so we can all be there.
That's what, so we can go,
Not in
yeah.
general, the one, understand me?
Did he say why he originally had said he was gonna go away?
No,
Do we know what the issue?
I think it was just sort of a change of format, because he came up with this very quickly, so I think he had this in mind.
Okay.
Just going away from the format he had before, where he was doing it. Was it monthly for?
Yeah.
May,
Bring
or
to-
October.
Yeah.
Was there once a month before, yeah.
Which I thought was pretty good.
I did too.
Yeah,
And the
Even though
Bronx
we
one
didn't
stopped,
get
too. They
much
stopped
of it.
altogether,
right,
yeah.
so maybe,
Populated.
expand it a little bit.
It was very popular.
Yeah,
It was.
When I was.
Yes, it was packed.
and I've been a few times when I'm before here or after and orderly. If the 2, 6 or 3-year-olds notice it.
Right.
With
no,
this day and
that's right,
age, I
that's
think
right,
it's
no
a
incidents,
good thing.
Right.
That you can have all those people together, they have music
Right.
from late night jazz group.
Once.
I mean,
So I'll keep you informed how the games go and bring people in related to it.
I would love to be with them because when they first tried to come, we had other
Okay, I'll let them know. for
other
sure.
chairs and they weren't quite as supportive, or you might not feel it.
One other item is public members, I don't have it with the whole sheet in front of me, but encourage public members to fill it out, is another one. I was looking
Their
at.
application.
Yeah, and public members can vote but the vote doesn't count towards the resolution. It's just taken for voting purposes, but not to pass or fail a resolution. Just wanted to
Where do
be.
you get to fill out for public membership?
I have it and I could also email it to you, just let me know.
Thank you,
Please,
yeah,
please.
yeah, somebody else.
Just, yeah, we'll email it to all co-chairs, so they'll have it.
Can you be a public member of more than one group?
Mhm.
Yeah. Question.
That was about, yeah.
Yes,
The criteria for being a public member is you have to attend 5 consecutive meetings.
correct.
In person or virtual, it doesn't matter. I think our guy lives in Long Island, and it's in the morning.
Think we check.
I'll take a look again. I don't have it in front of me.
Well, into being. Right, so.
As Daria pointed out correctly, when it was written, we weren't doing virtual, so there's probably nothing for virtual. Which means we might have to change the bylaws
Okay.
at some point.
Okay.
I'll Chris, maybe that's something you guys will take a look at bylaws in general. There's a few things that we could probably tweak to make things a little bit better, and that might be one of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I'm sorry, just to finish my comment. I don't know if that criteria is stated on the form in terms of attending 5 consecutive
It's not.
meetings. Cause I looked at it
Okay,
and
so
so
we
we
need
need
to
to
check
add
this
that
out.
language.
Unless
So
it
that they know.
changed, because when I first joined the board, I was a public member and it did say specifically that
Yeah, it
I
says,
had to.
public member of a committee only after having attended at least 2/3 of all meetings of committees over a 6-month period.
It's a two-sided form.
Yeah, so
Okay. So maybe
Right.
when I received the form, I didn't get the backside, cause that's what I was looking for, the language, only got. Or I missed it, but anyway, I just wanted to make sure that was there.
Veronica's just looking to be regular now.
Okay.
Right.
So my question,
So you wanna put 2/3 equals 5 consecutive meetings?
2/3 is not 5.
But what are the
2/3 is
two-thirds?
2 out of 3.
We'll get back.
Okay.
Yes, around.
my question was, is that criteria in the bylaws or just on the form?
Right, and that was the other thing, I was trying to like get clear about that.
Just because we had an issue in our committee
Right.
around that and I looked in the bylaws.
Not in the bylaw?
I don't know, we should add it maybe.
Right, I don't
Yes,
think so.
that's what I'm gonna have Chris take a look at,
Right.
adding that to the bylaws. Yes.
I think all the bylaws say is that the chair has to approve the application.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
And this is something that came up outside of the bylaws. We came up with a
Criteria.
criteria of policy for public members.
Okay. All right, we'll take a look at it and bring it back to the school.
Thank
Thank you for the question. All right. District manager report.
Thank you. As I was saying, in addition to my report, I was asking that committee co-chairs start thinking about activities that they like to do for the calendar year of 2026. Also, holiday lights will kick off on Tuesday, November 18th at 6 p.m. sharp. If you are interested in attending, CB9 has a float, in other words. If you'd like to participate in the event, please contact me ASAP. Marita, I already have you down.
Don't let me
Marita,
stop, don't let me
I
stop.
already have you down. Victor,
Very first
Monique,
one they ever had.
Walter, Chris. Tina, I'm not sure you're gonna join us again this year.
I don't know.
Okay, so just let me know, but I know the regulars. They're already.
weather's the comparable?
Well, I've been looking at the weather. The weather's gonna be between 47 and 50. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And Marquise, it would be great for you and your wife to come and your young, your daughter or son.
Tuesday, the 18th.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, the 18th, 6 p.m. sharp. If you could be on that float prior to, it's best. It left at 6 p.m. You don't know how many people were left seeing us float by.
If it don't wait, it has to go when it's.
Barry ran and jumped on by the borough president's Northern Manhattan office. And District Leader Keith Wright.
Right.
Tiffany from the mayor's, a lot of people, a lot of people.
Can't wait when it's time to go, let go.
I don't know the lineup yet, but I will, if you're going, I will keep you abreast as to where we're leaving from. I do know that the kickoff meeting, they'll start the parade procession at 6 p.m. sharp. So you gotta be there before,
At, what's that?
on 125th Street.
Oh, that is-
Last year, we were in front of the George Bruce Library, so we're in that vicinity. George Bruce Library or Dunkin' Donuts, but we're at the corner of Amsterdam and 120.
Did we start at the fourth, you know?
No,
No, we've been further down,
yeah.
yeah,
I found it, that's.
Is the
yeah.
president still having something?
Yes, they still have their watch party in front of the, and during.
Yeah.
They're outside prior to and, yeah, they do have food, yes. And I believe Columbia University, they will turn on their holiday lights as well.
At the same time.
Their Christmas tree and other festivities within the campus.
Okay.
Good.
And yep, that concludes, oh, one other thing, Councilmember Sean Abreu is hosting his Animal Care Center's, mobile adoption unit. If you're interested in adopting a four-legged family member, it will take place on Sunday, November 16th, from 12 to 4 p.m. in front of his office at 500 West 141st Street. There's flyers on the table.
Yes.
And contact me. We've also sent it out.
Yes.
Walter,
What's so funny?
you might get adopted.
Oh,
Oh, I get you, my friend.
Is it time for Christmas?
I was just gonna bring us back to holiday lights.
Oh, yeah.
We had an ask from the Friends of Montefiore Park.
Right.
They're coming up against really hard times with raising money for their holiday lights. Lights have to be, which is new every year. That's just a park's rule. It's $600 and they had asked if CB9 had sort of slush funds or if you had any connection to.
we're a city agency. We wouldn't be able to donate. We can ask if you wanna, have some of
We
those.
see, just throwing it out, if anybody has ideas,
Yeah.
we can help them.
What's on development corp?
I think they definitely can handle that.
What's on development? corp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or reach
What's
out.
on development corp? So maybe we, reach out to them.
And in terms of food pantries, Ziad had contacted me about a week ago of when we first distributed our list of pantries. And he was asking for specific entities or organizations within West Harlem that they could donate food to. So I informed him of Palante Harlem and the West Harlem Group Assistance, as well as Convent Avenue Baptist Church. And it was another entity, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I did give him some organizations. So if you could think of another, it was the Emma L. Bowen Center.
Oh.
I had given him those contacts, so he was gonna be in contact with them and on hopes of giving them additional food to distribute throughout West Harlem only.
So is it food or funds? Because I know Bro Sister.
It was food. He told me that they were buying food.
Okay. So another one could be Brotherhood and Sister Soul. And then there's a pop-up on Broadway and 144th Street, like on Saturdays. It's an odd one.
Really?
Yeah, the line goes anywhere. I'll try to find out the information.
Yeah,
Okay.
we could add it to our list.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
All right, next up, 125th Street, David.
So there was a celebration that was held at the forum on November 6th. I think that was, last week.
Okay.
And it was like, so I guess it's a precursor to celebrate the holiday lights that we already heard about. They celebrated somebody by the name of, I don't have my rest song, Michael Waldron.
Waldron.
Waldron, Junior, yeah.
First Corinthians
Right,
Baptist Church.
senior pastor at the, yeah, so they honored him and he stood up and said a few words, of welcome and shared his story, and it was quite moving. I will say, you know, he was nominated to receive this award. We didn't necessarily have a chance to weigh in as a community board, so I'm hoping next year when they do this event, we'll be able to weigh in and nominate someone from our CB. But he was well deserving, needless to say. And I also want to add that that night they also honored Utah. And also honored, she got a big crowd around. Yeah, it was quite wonderful. She was shocked.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
had
didn't
no
know her
idea.
face, her mouth like dropped on the floor. And but it was everybody who was there, they were really from ear to ear, so that's really quite wonderful. And other than that, my understanding is that it's not falling apart. Okay. The focus at this point is the holiday lights, and we already heard that that's happening next week. So I guess after that occurs, there will be bid meetings taking place, so stay tuned. And I know Chris's name is here, but he isn't functioning as co-chair, so we'll make sure to move his name. So that's it in terms of bid updates.
Did they announce a grand marshal for holiday lights?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, the Grand Marshal is the Apollo Theater
Yes.
and Malik Yoba.
Oh, yes, thank you for remembering that.
Mhm.
Yes. And Yoba, Malik Yoba is from Harlem, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Homegrown, so that was nice.
And the theme is culture, community. I forgot the third, culture, community, and tradition.
Something like that, I was looking to see what was on here, but yeah. So that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, committee reports, asked you to keep them short. Because we're behind schedule. Arts, just the highlights.
Okay, the subcommittee for youth and arts is we're going to have the showcase on May 16th. And I think it's going to be at the Lyndhurst Theater, even though I've never seen it. We just got that notification today.
Lynn Fest.
Lynn Fest Theater, thank you. We're sending out requests for groups to participate. We were sending out requests for space to be donated, but that looks like it might be taken care of. And we'll get to what the showcase will do is promote and showcase the youth in our community. Anyone from 6 to 18 can participate. And there's also going to be artwork from different organizations around the facility as well. Riverbank Holiday Skating is going to take place on December 13th at Riverbank State Park. The socially relevant film festival will hold its 13th edition on March 13th. Let's see, Morningside Theater, which is on LaSalle and 100 LaSalle Street, is providing, is having a free play. If you say MCB9, the last dates are this Thursday through Monday. There's a show, there's a play each day. So hopefully you can take advantage of that. And it's called Morningside Theater Company, so you can look that up, or you can ask me and I can give you the times and dates. Marble Foundation, by Hutchinson, gave an update of their music education programs and community impact for over 10 years. And last but not least, for the district needs, was reviewed and Daria correlated everyone's responses the next day and provided the feedback to district. That's it.
Great. Thank you
What's
so
the
much.
date of the youth presentation at Lamfest?
May 16th. Thank you.
Two addendums to that, Visions Theater is performing the young man. So he's doing it Riverside, so this weekend, right, it's all weekend, right? And this is reasonable price. And the RKO did, I reached out to the owners again. They responded, they said they're taking into account some of the suggestions that we have, but there's been some restructuring as far as the original plan they had in June.
Right.
So I'm looking forward for, we met, that's the last time we met, so I'm looking forward for a new date. So
Can we get them to a meeting?
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll try
Should
to,
be
yeah,
invited.
yeah,
Invite them.
yeah.
All right, you know,
Cause Metro is on its way, they got that up and running now.
okay, good.
And just a little tweak to what you said, it's Visions Contemporary Dance,
Okay.
so it's a professional dance. Some people like theater and some people like dance, I just want to make sure.
It's all on.
Plus, we love it all.
It's all.
Landmarks?
Good evening, everyone. We had two presentations at our last meeting. First one was from the West Harlem Art Fund. They gave a community impact presentation for the Harlem Sculpture Gardens regarding their ongoing public art projects. And then we had the Coda Alliance come. They presented updated renovation plans for the landmark building, which they called to come to the meeting for a severe roof leak damage. However, some committee members raised concerns regarding the use and operation of the landmark building. So no motion was taken, and instead members have to revisit the issue once additional documentation is received. Some park announcement updates that we have is the Parks Department is going to follow up on the wrought iron gate repair at Thompson Square. Leslie Wright announced that in her absence, lifeguard recruitment for 2026 to be done at Denny Farrell Riverbend State Park. And for 133rd Street and St. Nicholas Playground improvements in Ashcombe Avenue, the stairway and railing repairs in its 2025 project plan is going to have the reaffirmed inclusion of that playground. And then that's it for us. Keep it brief.
Thank you, thank you. Housing, land use and zoning.
Hey, good evening. I'll skip over 1727 and 16 just though they're already on the agenda, but we briefly went over the budget after the public hearing. We heard from the principal owner of 16 Convent, who's building as of right. This is on Convent in 128th Street where the dead end is. They're planning to build as of right, utilizing City of Yes opportunity programming, and which will include not only a variety of market rate and affordable units, but there'll also be a daycare. I think what was really good about this is a lot of community members were there to give a lot of good feedback. Even though they really don't need it, but it was really good to see that not only were there not representatives, but to actually see, one of the owners of the property there was really good. And that Mr. Goodman got a lot of props for that. I think the one thing that we couldn't reach on the agenda was over 4 Hancock Place, which is a deed modification. So hopefully at the next committee meeting. That's all I got.
Great. Thank you. Seniors.
Yes, due to the election day, Veterans Day holidays, our meeting will be next Tuesday at 11 a.m. and we will have from MTA to discuss the rollout of the updates with the Omni and the discontinuation of the
Metro cards.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
card.
Yes.
We know if they're gonna have monthly or is that shot down?
I'm really upset that they did not take the community's thing into account. Just pay 12 times and you get the rest of the week free. That's not working. That's great for working people who go to work 5 days a week. But a lot of folks would never get a chance to get the discount on free rides, So I always bring it to.
They have a senior discount.
No, they have a senior discount on the price, but not as far as the transfers and stuff. See, if you got the 7-day and or the monthly, you pay, and I can get from with our monthly. That's my place. I can get from train to bus to train to train to bus all in the same day. Because I had to pay one bulk fare, same thing with the weekly. But this Omni thing, you have to pay 12 times with only in a 7-day period before you get the rest of the week free. So, okay, so you pay and you get one transfer. So if you get on another bus or train, it's another pay. So the fare. I don't think they did this right. And they're not listening, they're not.
They didn't do it right for us.
They're right, they did
They
it right
did
for
it
them.
right for them.
They did it right for them.
I can add 1 and 1 is 2.
But I just got a notice today that the path is gonna eventually gonna go up to $4. So I guess we better be grateful that I take out those $3, $1.50 for a seasoned citizen.
Well, didn't the new mayor-elect say that he's gonna propose,
Buses, yes.
free transportation
Yeah.
there?
Only buses.
One bus.
And-
Oh, only buses.
And that's gonna fly in the face of their
It's not free.
Like you did.
Yeah.
That's 20 on a hundred.
They already-
So we all buses.
Right, moving on. Uniform set.
We had,
No.
Rio came, you know, they came to just talking about how, you know, the trend of crime in their area is still going down. They're having some success with the Q teams, which is good to hear. They have patrols out in certain hot areas. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Were they having success with what?
With a Q team, quality of life.
Quality of life team.
Thank you.
Sorry. We had DOT come, Lyle was on, and he talked about how they're stopping the project on Riverside, Second Street, and how you brought to their attention some stuff that they need to clean up. So they're trying to get that addressed. Hopefully. Lyle Blackwell.
Lyle
from
Blackwell.
DOT.
DOT, okay.
We had a rep from sanitation come to the meeting for the first time. Very nice young woman, and we explained to her some of the issues that we've been seeing about the dumping and the trash on the streets. She's going to bring it back to her agency. We let them know about the Lady of Lourdes School. And she said that sanitation does not have jurisdiction over the trash that parochial schools put out on the curb. So then we asked, who
Private.
does? Yeah, so they're supposed to be taken care of by private companies, but she will flag it to, I guess there's some other agency that
Yeah, who do you complain to?
contact them.
But they can still get a fine if.
Yes, they can still get a fine,
So,
but yeah, in terms of normal pickup,
right,
they don't handle that normal.
Yeah, private.
Yeah, but she was gonna let the supervisor of the area know, because they can ticket them to them. We had 2 new, well, I'll say 1 new business that, well, they're not new businesses, but they're applying for new liquor licenses. So they're on right here. I see it says renewal, but they're actually new.
Okay,
And then we had a permit application. that we
Okay.
put up on New Year's Eve. They didn't show. It's a basic. But that was pretty much it for USC.
question for you, the
Mhm.
permit application for New, what does that entail?
So what that entails is that this particular establishment is applying to serve liquor only on New Year's Eve up until 4 a.m. So it's like a specialized
So it's New
permit.
Year's after
hours. Through SLA.
Oh, up. Okay.
So it's only on New Year's Eve.
Got you. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But he did.
You perhaps.
I just wanted to add something, the MTA contacted the district office. The 137th Street Uptown elevator is slated for January 2026. Full completion of both elevator stairs and site restoration is pushed into the second quarter of 2026. However, the elevator will be installed in January, but the uptown staircase is already installed. So yes, it is, it's amazing. I travel it every day and it's so refreshing to come up, because it used to be a traffic jam trying to get out of the train station. God forbid there was a emergency or something, but it's like a double staircase. And it's really nice, and then when you get upstairs, it's a huge sidewalk, it's really nice. So It's coming along and I'm very happy about
And
it.
the college is right up the street.
Yeah, I see the students, they go right up the hill
The
to
college,
the
that was
college.
the
It's
connection they
very-
needed there was the college.
It was very much needed.
No updates on the one at 145th Street?
No, I'll ask
I'm
him.
curious.
Oh,
In fact, if we wanna have him for an upcoming exec meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
and nothing on 125th Street. Who's on that committee? 125th Street elevator?
Pat Watler Johnson is on that committee.
Okay. Okay. That's been stalled for a while.
MHCC was pushing a lot for that as well over the last few months. I
Oh,
think Michael Lasher has been putting some pressure
oh,
to
good.
make that happen.
Okay.
I don't think there's a date then.
No.
This one here?
Yeah.
Isn't that,
Yeah.
well, that-
Yeah.
isn't that construction completed? They would have to go in,
No,
cause they wanted all above.
Yeah. But I think Columbia's agreed to help to work with the MTA to build it.
Okay.
At 1:30?
Yeah, I know, but I was there when it rained for the 1:30.
137
It's really.
That's.
and Broadway, right up the hill. Mhm.
Yeah, my understanding for the 125th Street elevator project, they've done what's referred to as the construction and estimate for phase one. That means elevators from the ground level to the mezzanine level. There's a phase two from the mezzanine level to the
To the
platform.
platform.
Phase two still needs to be funded for construction and assessment and for an actual financial quote. I think that's where it's Columbia's kind of holding that up. That's my understanding.
Gotcha.
What can I ask, where are they gonna put the elevator at 125th Street? On the east side, on the west side of the street,
No,
on Broadway, where are you
I
putting
thought
it?
it was the one to go up the stairs.
What?
Elevator.
To the platform, elevator to the platform.
Was
But
that, is
you-
it to the platform? I thought
The
that.
platform is accessible to uptown and downtown.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
I'm not
I
sure
thought it was
where.
To the train, I thought they were saying to the train.
No, that's the second phase.
That's the second phase. The
Okay,
first phase
sorry.
is to the mezzanine with the total.
Yeah, well, that was
But are there
there.
gonna be elevators on the uptown and downtown side that go to the platform level? I think.
No, well, it's gonna be, from what my understanding, be one elevator that goes to the mezzanine level.
Yeah,
Then the next phase is how to get from the mezzanine to the platform.
right.
So which corner is it gonna be in?
So phase two would have two elevators.
So the question is, which corner will they
That's what I'm
install the
saying.
elevator?
Because
Yeah. I
They're-
think that's-
they're
yeah,
already-
We don't know, we have to find.
We need to go back to the original one was they were gonna put the elevators on, from the platform to the trains. Period. You would get to the
you mean
platform,
the mezzanine to the,
the mezzanine, I'm
right,
sorry.
to the.
That was the original one, and then the elevators would take you. So you came up on the escalator and you sat there where you paid the,
Yeah,
that was the original plan that was approved, so, but the money never seemed to show up.
all right, we'll keep an eye on it. See what we can, I'll talk to. Yeah,
They
yeah.
could have used that money to do that and we could have just used the escalator from the street.
But that's not what's
That's not
wheelchair
wheelchair
accessible.
Yeah, stop wheelchair.
Strollers.
And that's the point of the
Constantly
elevator.
breaks down.
And that too.
That is.
They were actually supposed to change the treads to make it larger, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, that thing is so narrow.
Yeah, they know what was there when they did it, I know
So,
what happened and why.
strategic planning,
Oh, strategic planning. So we met on Tuesday, October 21st. Victor was there. I thought it was a pretty good meeting. We're very fortunate in that we received a lot of reading material. So for those nights when Dijon and I are unable to sleep, we have hundreds of pages to read. We have the CBA, I have to write it down, the project plan, the implementation report, and the covenant conditions and restrictions. Lots of reading. And if you look at any of these things,
Others, I'm sorry.
say it again,
what,
We've been reviewing the CBA and which other docs?
CCNRs, the implementation program report. And the third one is the project plan. And then there's some additional information that Victor turned over. And if you have anything, John Martin, do send it over. Additionally, Jean was unable to attend, but I met with Senator Claire's office and Assemblyman Al Taylor's office So it looks like we're gonna have a working group that includes someone from both offices. And that's pretty cool, and we'll probably sit down in group meetings. I sent out an email to Phoebe, requesting the meeting, so I'm waiting to hear back. But so far, so good. There's a lot of interest from the elected officials as well as obviously from the community board. In terms of what's available, what's been committed to. I don't think anyone feels that the CBA as it was written was ideal. No one does. So no one is asking for more out of the elected officials. It's more like what's been committed to with that. So
Robert didn't feel it was our idea.
yeah,
It was what we were able
it's
to
what
eke
you
out.
have to do at the time, right? So I suspect between now and February, we'll have more information. Also, we're gonna be dropping by the committees to talk about what could the CBA do for you in each of the respective committees. So, yeah, you know where to reach us, and if you need something to help you go to sleep at night, let me know. I'll send it over. Yeah, also what's interesting, there's a compliance report that goes to the Empire Development Corporation. It's a beast. Your office has been incredible, breaking the printer for me, so we're gonna sit down, and Lucas had a great idea. We're gonna probably get somebody from Columbia Business School or grad school. Try to make sense of the compliance report and see if we can construct some type of scorecard. Something that, we can show you guys where we are with this in terms of the CBA, what has been satisfied, what is not, and all that stuff. Anyway, we have a lot to do, and if you have any thoughts, also let us know.
It's a great document to take a look at when you get a chance to see what they could be doing, what they have done.
All right.
The other document, Empire State Development Corp., when they report, each October, they put out a report to what had been done. One of the things I looked at from the beginning was scholarships. For some reason, having an educational background, I said, well, who's getting these scholarships? And real short story, one of the holiday breakfasts, I went to approach the president, Bollinger, that time to ask him, and a woman stepped in front of me and asked, can I help you? And I was like, can you? I'm a special assistant to, I said, great, I'm looking at the scholarships, and I noticed most of them go to the elite high schools and prep schools even outside the state. Can we talk about that? And I developed a conversation with them from that we need more emphasis on the schools here.
In the area.
33 housing developments that have the grades, but just don't know about it. You say, what scholarship? I said, 2008, 2009, you can go to Columbia. And then the other thing was trying to get our young people on the campus. Let them see people that look like them, see women there, and say, wow, I could do this too. So that was my emphasis at one time, trying to get them to do that.
Yeah, back in the olden days.
When you
Remember,
get on the
there's no
campus.
When you
DEI.
could get on the campus, yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's
what's a little bit quirky, there's a third party that actually preps the compliance report. So they use an outside group, Lebanon. So it's really kind of interesting how the whole thing is constructed.
Okay.
There's lots of moving pieces.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of work to do.
Education, what committee is that?
Deirdre.
But they should look, they should contact them.
That's
On the scholarship stuff.
No,
success.
this stuff, that's academy.
Oh.
And those kids, I don't care what the weather is, they're in full uniform, they can come out at, I said, okay, now, Success Academy. It's the old 43,
Okay.
but you know where it is.
Okay, moving forward, cannabis report.
Yes, so we have two things. I'll start at Shanika. I'm Shanika. Come on, Shanika, sorry, Shante. We'll jump in. One, we have our next meeting on Tuesday, November 25th. So if you're free, join us. And we're working on the agenda. In your packet, we have a letter that we are submitting because there has been a proposed rule change. The rule change is around cannabis showcase events. And so, in the letter that's in your packet, there are 2 dates in your packet, the full regulation, which is like 22 pages. Which if you also need material to put you to sleep, you can. Assuming you don't wanna read all that, we proposed, presented a letter. And basically, the letter focuses on, asking OCM to, strengthen the language so that community boards are recognized as opposed to using the term municipality, which is more of an upstate thing versus down here where community boards have a say in terms of, who, not say, but they offer an opinion in terms of the licensing. Right.
That's what, yeah.
So, but the other thing too is that we stressed in this letter is being notified, just like when entities coming forward and wanting to get a license to be established in the community, and they're supposed to contact the community board. We're saying when it comes to a pop-up, we want the same consideration. We want to be notified so that we know who's popping up in the community. And they're supposed to, just like with the dispensaries, follow the rules and regulations in order to handle the cannabis product. So that's not something that we were trying to get into the weeds with. We're just focused on being notified.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Presented 3 bullets or recommendations in terms of mandatory notification. It was suggested that we get 45 days notice if possible, so that we have a chance to prepare. And as a board, you know, we could perhaps go check out the location and just, you know, make sure that we're comfortable. And then of course, having this review period and just being transparent and letting the community know. Right, so I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add.
I mean, you kind of really said it all. I was just gonna kind of add that we also had the opportunity to speak with the chief of staff of Assembly Member Micah Lasher. Who just helped us navigate a little bit about where we can obtain the information that we already kind of knew, but also give us a little bit more detail regarding the tax and revenue of it all. But it all goes back to OCM pretty much, and there was one more thing.
Hold that thought, but the reason we're presenting this is because obviously we want to get a vote in terms of supporting this resol, which I wrote that we wanted to get a vote from the executive committee, but in fact, we could present this in general, saying that this is what we're asking for. We're asking to be notified in advance and get that support. And then present this at the general meeting, just as a FYI, so, yeah. But the other thing, sorry,
Sure.
I'm almost done. The last thing is, almost, Shantae mentioned OCM. Later this year, there will be a round of consideration in terms of funding. The tax money that we receive from these legal dispensaries, that money is supposed to be reinvested back in the community.
Right.
One round already occurred and another round is coming up. We want to say in December. So we're trying to keep our eyes and ears open so that we can figure out what the criteria is and select a organization within our CB to apply for it, because once again, that is supposed to come back to the community.
Yes.
So that's something that we're gonna keep our eyes on and look to, I was gonna say snag the money, but get the money in general. Right?
That's what I was gonna say. I was starting to talk about the taxes and funding, so you already wrapped it up.
No, well.
No, you just said it. That's
But it did, so, you know, we're working hard to kind of, you know, make this cannabis some task force stuff.
Reinvest back into what?
That's right.
That's what.
We invest back in the community. So those are the thoughts. So we're taking a vote on this next at the general, right? That would be the appropriate, okay, so I'll change the language in this. And then we can present it at the general meeting.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Economic development. Anything to report? No,
You don't want me to stop.
Good.
Faster.
Okay,
Let it go.
moving on.
Pressing your luck over there.
John Martin Brown, has been
Same gender level LGBTQ task force, has based on, our community needs assessment survey. Where, upwards of 50% of respondents said that, housing access, and health were priorities. We reached out to representatives from DIFNA, Department for the Aging. Youth and Community Development, and 3 other city agencies, which escaped me, for representatives to come to our December task force meeting to make presentations to us about such. Oh, yes, another one was at Bellevue Hospital. Make presentations to the task force about such services as they provide to our constituents.
Great, thank you.
Victor, can I tell you a quick housekeeping issue? Youth theft. Is it for the month of December, if we want to schedule a strategic planning committee meeting? Can we schedule for the 16th?
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't know if you were meeting or not, okay,
I will follow.
okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I have a general question regarding the community needs assessment. And next year, can we get also the agency responses as well as?
We do,
But we didn't get them, so I don't know what was, you see, I was working on funerals, okay, I didn't have.
it was sent out, but I'll make sure
Okay,
it was sent with the agency heads in the front that you contact to discuss whatever the responses were, yeah.
okay, I look for it, and I know this, you didn't hear this from me, but can you still submit comments, cause I got something from Jackie Robinson they wanted to include, is it too late for that? Say yes.
I can't,
That's all right, if it's too late.
send it to me,
All right,
and I can't promise anything, but send it to me.
okay.
Second question, when do we get the feedback from the agencies and connect the facility that by the way? So
We won't get the feedback until the preliminary budget is adopted, and that isn't until January, February.
okay, so
So you
maybe
get-
we can have to discuss that at one of the meetings as well, response.
Cause we then have to have another public hearing. You asked.
Did I cover all committees? I believe I did. Great. On to action items. Resolution 1727 Amsterdam Avenue. It'll be you guys.
Yes. So,
Got it?
we had, after our public hearing in October, we had a meeting last Thursday, which as Victor indicated, a large number of members of the community came in and voiced their opinions about the project. It was a lively and I would say very respectful discussion. That only ended because Victor kicked us out of the room.
Sometime.
I think it would be incorrect to say that there was a complete unanimity of opinion about what this resolution ought to say. But we drafted a resolution that was after the meeting passed around the committee, which I think accurately reflected the balance of the opinion. There were, and I should say, by the way, that it was voted on in committee, and the vote was 6-2. Even within the committee, there was not complete unanimity about whether the resolution should oppose this project or should not oppose the project. I think everybody should have received the draft. The proposed resolution. I don't wanna go through the entire thing, but I would
would say that the main points of this resolution was, first of all, an objection to the reduction in the, number of community facilities and and the amount of space, devoted to community health facilities. The second thing, and this is not in order of importance, is the oversaturation of supportive housing in that immediate area in conjunction with the fact that there are two schools within a 2 block radius. And the third thing was that we felt that the site was, or the resolution states that the site, even as presently constituted under this proposal, does not provide enough truly affordable housing, or does not provide truly affordable housing to the extent that it could. And essentially, we are recommending that the ULURP application be denied. And that the city start over. And actually, I said there were 3 main points. Really, there was a fourth point, and in fact, it may be the overarching point, which is that this planning process started in 2019. And I don't think any of the city representatives at any of the at any of the events where they made their presentations denied the fact that there was a concerted effort to keep this project under wraps, to not allow real community engagement and community input. And that as a result of that, I think there is an overarching feeling that this project does not truly reflect what could and should be done with this very, very unique and very valuable site. So we have the resolution in front of you. There are 2 matters that because Bettina and I are new as co-chairs, we weren't quite sure how to resolve. And one of them had to do with the fact that at the Housing, Land Use and Zoning Committee meeting, it was decided that the resolution should state that there was not that CB9 did not approve of the actual mix of supportive housing, that we weren't opposed to supportive housing, but we felt that the actual mix was somewhat toxic, quite frankly. The city has never, HUD has never, I'm sorry, HPD has never been particularly forthcoming about who they're going to put into the 120 units of supportive housing. But given the fact that these are all people that are going to be coming out of health and hospitals facilities, it's very clear that it's going to be a mix of formerly homeless people, either with formerly former drug addiction problem, or even current drug addiction problems, I should say, and also with serious mental illnesses. So at the meeting, we determined that the number of those particular units needed to be limited to either 10 or 25. We took a vote amongst the committee members, and unfortunately, we have 8 committee members, and the vote was 4-4. So we're kind of looking to the executive committee for some guidance as to how that particular vote should be resolved. The second issue had to do with the wording of one therefore clause at the end, or the clause that kind of sums up the resolution and says we disapprove of this ULURP application.
Good.
Barry had suggested that he was meeting, we asked him to do that. I closed off any discussion as of the end of business on Tuesday. The language after I closed that.
That language in here, well, it's not.
That language, there is no language in there. There was an email that first I sent to the executive committee, then Barry responded to it. So there's actually 2 drafts of that same language, one that I put together, and one that Barry put together afterwards. Again, I'm not sure what the right way of addressing that problem is.
So you have 2 issues, and one, you have a tied vote.
Correct.
4-4. That was around the number of units, was that?
It's a number of units within the 120 supportive units that will, in which the city, we're recommending the city be limited in terms of people with serious mental illness.
And the choices were 10 or 25.
Or 25.
That's a big.
Nobody was comfortable with the idea of saying no.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody wanted more than 25. And we had a 4-4 split on that issue.
Because they were proposing 120.
That's correct. That's correct. And and instead of saying.
Which
no,
makes us a dumping ground.
Yeah, but, and so instead of saying, we don't want supportive housing here, we said, this is not the right mix. If we can have supportive housing, it should be youth coming out of foster care, and and seniors. But let's put a cap on people with serious mental illnesses and substance disorders.
And that being because the area has fair share already, similar facilities, not to mention family shelter going up 2 blocks away.
Right. Yes, partly it's that. I think there were other nuances involved with this. This is supportive housing, and I think the implication was that they were going to actually have supportive services within the actual building itself. And in point of fact, what they're proposing is to have counselors who will then connect people with these supportive services that will be available throughout the community. The other thing is that there's going to be a mix of seniors. There's going to be a mix of general affordable housing units there. At some point,
including families.
Yeah, including families. At some point, that gets a bit dicey. So I think there were at least those 3 considerations involved in that limit. We're kind of looking leadership.
Trying to find a way to succeed.
I mean, you know.
I haven't heard all that and living very close to that, and having volunteered in a similar facility right in the area. The mix is an interesting mix. I don't often see that type of mix. And when it comes to 10 to 25, I would say I would go with 15. It's somewhere in the middle. It's not the high end, and it's not the low end, but it's a compromise. For us, the committee and the city, so 15 could be a decent.
For the housing units.
Yeah.
And then this would be affordable housing, is that what we're saying?
This is 15.
That's
Mentally ill units.
This is just within the supportive, 120 supportive housing.
Right,
units.
I was saying the 15 would be, we're saying 15 units dedicated to supported housing, we're
Yeah.
capping it at that?
No, then there will
Out of 120, 15 would be for folks who are in the severe side and.
Oh.
it's a different mix of supportive housing. I think. I can't speak for the committee on this. I can't speak for the community and all the people we heard from. But, obviously, there is a feeling that this trauma is becoming a favorite. But at the same time, there's a counter feeling, feeling that we don't want to be in these either. So this. We just, we don't. So this was a way of, in some ways, trying to threaten a difficult meal. Yes, well, supportive housing is really important, but let's make it a mix, a community of people that isn't going to overburden the resources and the quality of life in that immediate neighborhood.
So I specifically remember asking a question about who was gonna be there, and I remember them saying they were literally gonna be bringing people from the hospital.
Correct.
And I thought that they had said it was gonna be formerly homeless and seniors. I am wondering when they slipped in telling us that there were gonna be.
They did.
Here.
The answer is that they didn't. But there are two groups of people in this project for whom housing is being provided. And they can actually be divided into subgroups, but there were 120 supportive housing units and then 56 affordable units, some of which are truly affordable, others perhaps not so much. Within that 56 affordable units, i.e. non-supportive, they were going to put in, I think, 23 they were gonna make that cohort senior citizen housing. With respect.
I thought the supportive housing.
No,
So.
the supportive housing is entirely reserved for formerly homeless people.
But not.
There probably are gonna be some formerly homeless seniors, but not, there's no portion right that's dedicated to them. They kind of danced around this topic of people with severe mental illness and substance abuse disorders. But what they were indicating was that everybody who was every formerly homeless person who was coming into this project was going to come out of health and hospitals.
Yes, I do know that. Can I just say that, because I'm gonna have to leave in a second. I know, just like it was just said, we don't want to be the not in my backyard people. But at what point do we, at some point, we're gonna have to. Because us not saying it is every corner, this is every corner. like literally next door to me, a block from me, 2 blocks the other way from me. Nobody wants to be those people that sound like that, but, why is it always in I ask this at every meeting in front of everybody. And at some point, we gotta,
It's another
we
kind
gotta
of
stop being so
environmental racism.
polite. Yeah, we're just being so, we're being so polite and they're.
No, I don't think we're being
over. It's
polite.
just-
In this case, they tried to slip it by us.
Yes.
We caught it, and now we're trying to negotiate something that we think that'll work. When you say no, absolutely no, you get ignored sometimes.
Yeah, of
So we're
course.
saying, okay, but within reason,
That's what.
whether that's 10 or 15 or 25, and then what we're suffering from is the lack of affordable housing. So that building
Exactly.
will address more affordable housing.
And what about our
Yes, sir.
homeowners up here? What happens to their property values? Besides our quality of life, because we're already overrun with just people who are homeless, who they are literally busing from downtown, putting them on buses out of facilities and bringing them up and dropping them off on 145th Street. And they're living, on the stairs next door to everybody's building and going through the trash and leaving it out, all of that stuff. And it's the city and we understand it, but I don't know if, this is an important reso, but I don't know if there's a bigger reso as well that and I know we did it already, but maybe we need to do it again and just keep drawing attention to this because it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Oh, it is. I mean, homeowners have spoken to me. I've spoken to homeowners in the area and said the same thing. When they saw the homeless family shelter going up, they were like, what? I said, it's a shelter.
Yeah, people here owning their property too, and their property values are gonna plummet.
So,
I was gonna say, in terms of our local officials, I mean, it doesn't help, because we're not clear about the position of all of them, correct?
we're really quick. That's why 2 housing co-chairs are no longer full position.
Okay, I may have been facetious by saying that,
Oh.
but,
Clear.
yeah, I mean, as a community board, we're pushing back, but it doesn't help that we don't have the support of our locals as well.
So, it might beg the question that as a community board, to the extent that, there is some consensus among us that, this plan between HPD, BRC, and what's the other entity?
Health and hospitals.
Health and hospitals,
Yeah.
reflects another kind of environmental racism. Can we do something? Can we galvanize community support to hold our electeds, Abreu and Clear and anyone else, all of our electeds to account, to leverage, our interests to make the developers, to make them say no to the developers, to this project.
Cause people.
Which they tried to get, which they tried to slip past us in the first place, because they don't respect us. Is that possible? Is that something that we can do?
You gotta be very careful, because otherwise you sound prejudiced.
I don't mind.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, and between us, we can find,
Town hall will be.
we can
Town hall
find
will be a possibility.
language by which to advance our case, such that
Well,
the difference is struck.
saying.
Cause my neighbor yesterday was telling me how there was gonna be all this new beautiful affordable housing next door on the new building that's going up. And didn't know anything about that building, but thought it was gonna be, like, the community has no idea. They think this is affordable house, all of these new constructions are affordable housing.
What Health and Hospitals, BRC, and HPD is planning to do is release the people from the K ward, the psych ward, at Harlem Hospital, Bellevue, and other hospitals around the city, and put them into 120 apartments on 145th Street.
Well, from wishful thinking, do you think the next administration be a little bit more amenable to listen to our?
Maybe. Well, we had an opportunity to push back against our city council member, and that's what we call voting.
Yes. And he was voted back in.
And that's one of the places. We did a rally a few Saturdays ago in front of his office as well. Just to let them know. Might have town hall was suggested. I would be in favor of a town hall to let people here, invite. Right.
Maybe if you wanted the incoming representatives from Darby's.
Yeah,
I'm from the.
Yeah, long time.
Right.
I'm wondering if we put some into the messaging that we've done our fair share. And
Yes.
that's the most powerful thing I heard from the public hearing was that CB9 has done its fair share. What is CB7 doing? I think those comparable stats, how many supportive housing facilities are in CB7, our neighbor down the block. So I think when we say we're saturated, if we had a number that we all are saying and speaking,
Yes, yes.
if we get behind, we've done our part. What
Well,
are
then we are doing,
we're doing our
we are
part.
doing our part.
What are the other?
One of the things the fellow will be doing is investigating that, putting together the density of supportive facilities in here
That's very.
and then citywide. So when we have something like this, we can say, here it is, right here, this is what we have. And it should be somewhere else.
We've done our part.
Right, we've done our part. Okay, so back to the reso, what else, anything else you have, or
Well, this question of Volast and
the last?
of the part of the resolution saying that we want this this project killed, that we are in favor. I mean, let me say, by the way, this whole question of 5 or 10 versus 25 has to do, I mean, we're saying we don't want this project to go through. But if it does go through, we're demanding a better, a different mix and what, so it's kind of, we're not conceding the point that we should have all this supportive housing. In fact, the exact opposite.
I see a hand.
Yeah, Haiti, Signy's.
Oh, hi guys. Hi. Great discussion. So I think we're talking about the last clause, therefore clause, right, David? And
Yes.
there's one version that Barry wrote that he did send today, and there's one version that you kind of drafted to get us going and just kind of have something. I have both the versions on my screen. Would you like me to show both of them so that we can compare the two?
That's good.
Can we see the screen? That's the major thing. Okay.
Okay, so, no, that's not
That's not
right.
it?
No.
Okay, what's the final one that, because this is the one Barry sent on the top, and then the one that I saw
Yeah.
is the last one on the online one. So tell me where the correct one is.
Well, it's in an email that I sent out at 11:39.
Let me just double check, because I was looking at the actual document, the link to the document.
Yeah, no, I see what you've done, but it's different. I can read it out.
I can find it and put it on the screen real quick. Let me make sure.
It's a email that starts dear members of the executive committee attached for.
Yep, I've got it. Please note.
Okay, in the second paragraph, at the end of that second paragraph. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's exactly right.
These are the two versions? Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's correct, yeah. Let me just check to make sure Barry's free. Yeah, I mean, both of them.
Oh, I see what she said.
Basically say the same thing, which is that. MCB9 recommends the denial of this ULURP application. We both say the same thing. And I don't want to be critical of what Barry's written, because I have to say Barry was probably the most instrumental person in writing this resolution, and has really done an incredible amount of work on this. That it would be disrespectful to acknowledge that. But my only criticism of what he's written is that I think it's somewhat redundant, because we have separate therefore clauses covering these same areas about maximizing the amount of affordable housing and maintaining existing community facilities. So I just,
So
the only,
in
yeah, sorry, so I won't say.
in addition to that,
Yeah.
the committee itself saw the version that's here. They did not see Barry's.
Or mine, or mine.
So as chair, I'm saying we can't go with that because it has to go through to the committee itself. Has not done that, so we're gonna have to go what's here on the paper. Now, if they want to do, somebody wants to do a friendly amendment in general, you can change it there.
Okay.
But as far as I'm concerned, we need to go with this because that's what the committee itself saw.
Okay, well, and I'm happy to accept that.
Okay.
But the only thing I would add to it is the committee, when we voted on the resolution, knew there was going to be a paragraph saying that we recommend the denial of the ULURP. And it was just a question of wording. Because I didn't want to wait till the last moment, I sent out the draft without that paragraph and said, as soon as Barry sends us the wording, we'll vote on that, but he didn't send it in time.
But then you have something about denial of.
No.
Not at all?
It's not,
No, but we did agree that there should be a clause.
So this is what is being added.
Yeah, we did agree on that, and in fact, we even agreed at the meeting on November 6th that there would be a clause to this effect.
All right, need to move forward because we do have other business.
So. The other thing possibly is, since we have both committee chairs.
Yes.
Here, and a third member of the committee.
Okay.
Could we have a sense of the committee make both these decisions? Because I think the three of us are in unanimity as to what we believe ought to happen.
Okay, that would need to be mentioned at the general board as well. This is what was decided on and voted on, so they could weigh in.
Okay, sure.
I just don't like having the committee see something and then come here and it's something different. Follow me?
That is fair enough, but okay.
Because then it's like the vote doesn't count. It's like, this is what we decided on, this is what was sent around, and you come here, we have something for 12 hours.
Right. I'm more comfortable with the wording of that, of the therefore clause, because we did agree essentially we're gonna have something to that effect. As to the time vote on the 15 versus 25, we have this dilemma where we're 8 people, so
I'm making that call for you.
Okay.
15.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Note that in the record as well.
Take out the sign to the 25.
Yes.
They're gonna start with the speed.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
So now we take the vote. So this can go to the next phase. Let's take a vote on this. Second. Any abstentions, any objections to this resolution? We're voting on the reso. No, with the provision of the number change from either 10 or 25 to 15 of those particular housing units. Okay, since there was a tie. Any objection? Just want a clarification. That consent was I said, you second.
I'm expecting you for severely, what?
For severely mentally ill.
Serious mental illness.
and or substance use disorders.
Okay.
You see it in the paragraph.
So when is the corrected version gonna be sent to the office?
I'm happy to do that. Is that okay?
Go get it
And what about that?
ASAP.
And the last, the therefore clause.
That's you guys had.
I'd go with your.
Okay, so we're gonna put in
Okay.
our language on, okay.
The next action item, I already spoke about the letter for the cannabis.
What's the next?
Wait, we didn't do 620.
Wait a minute, which one you doing?
Right, 621.
Yeah.
620 was the 150.
157. Oh, okay.
That's also, yeah, you guys.
Alright, I'll be free from.
Okay.
So for anybody who's not familiar, this is the building that sticks out like a sore thumb on 153rd. Between Riverside and Broadway. Overall, this particular project, it was found that they have overbuilt by 14 stories.
There are 28 stories to the building.
Yeah.
Wait, we want you.
Okay.
All right.
Where because of the overbuild, it's found that they're currently out of zoning variance. So the developers representatives applied for a zoning variance through the Board of Standards and Appeals. In this case, we're looking at a good portion, we're looking at 28 stories. It's a residential with a community facility, the community facility being a daycare. We're looking at around 375 to 400 existing residents. 72 of those that are currently under the rent stabilization. This was originally a conditional approval letter, which kind of had 4 different points for BSA to consider before any kind of approval. During the committee meeting, it was changed to a conditional disapproval with a recommendation that with a recommendation that BSA does not even look at this and that it should go towards Department of Community Planning. And that if the BSA should make a decision that we still use 4 conditions. The 4 conditions that we came up with involve 1, increasing the affordable housing commitment. In which the applicant should rent an additional 20 apartments as rent stabilized affordable housing, 40% AMI. 50-year affordability guarantee. So for the existing 72 rent stabilized tenants, typically the rent stabilization or the tax credit that's granted allows them to be rent stabilized for 35 years. We sought to increase that to 50. And that would also include, the additional units. Part of that is a future relocation liability. So in case this was something that the developer wanted to find again, in terms of finding themselves out of compliance, if they're ever to a point where they have to demolish or touch anything of that building that would affect the livelihood of the residents that are in there, that the full cost of any sort of non-compliance, relocation of residents would be at the full cost of the developer. That includes rent stipends as well as moving costs. So that's, again, just to put something that would make the developer more liable in case because this was something that kind of came out of the woodworks. This was something that was missed by the city agencies. It didn't come up until after this thing got built. So we kind of added that clause in case there were any future surprises. And if it messed with the residents in any kind of way, that it would be up to it would be on the landlord's responsibility. The 4th being permanent, publicly accessible open space. So just noting that there are 30-foot setbacks both on 153rd and 152nd. We also imposed the condition that the spaces that were created out of that be public spaces. Just because part of the rationale is just outward denial. Looking at other community board decisions, looking at how BSA has done in the past, outward denials typically don't do anything. We've seen BSA could just kind of look at those and make their own decisions right over that. So at least in this case, we are at least giving some sort of direction, hoping to get as much community benefits as possible. And I get the feeling that this could also include the developer also providing some sort of additional community benefits in terms of monetary payments for either to a nonprofit, either to something that could benefit the community, you know, whatever that might be, that
Unanimous
future discussion.
consent.
Second.
Yeah.
You finished your statement?
Yes.
This is great, yeah.
So you wanted to go, in essence, you wanted to go to deny the variance and go to DCP.
That's what the committee decided.
Which by the way, would trigger a ULUR process.
When was the building built? This is
It was completed
Last
year or two. Yeah.
It was completed last year or the year before?
I think it's more than.
Year before.
yeah, like 2 years.
Is there, they have all those extra floors, is there any space that could possibly be, arts related space? Any inside, is there a room or anything inside that could be multi-purpose? Art studio, something like that space, any possibility of that?
I checked the plans. One of the things they kind of did, which was odd, was you kind of have like these setbacks, but then rather than having they have community space, but it's in the form of these like terraces on the third floor, which nobody from the public really has access to. So
What are the terraces off of? Are they off, what's the terrace off of, what inside space is it off of?
that's the weird part. It seems to be a mix of like fitness. I couldn't.
No, is it off the hallway, okay.
There is one publicly accessible, maybe two publicly accessible terraces where you could have sculptures, for example.
There's no chance at this juncture.
Yeah.
As happened several years ago when a developer was out of variance and built too high. He had to knock off several stories of the building.
Really?
That can't happen.
Yeah, it was like on 60 something
In this
street.
case, yeah, in this case, it's hard because they already have.
It's already occupied.
Yeah.
And it's 14 stories.
Right.
A lot.
Yeah, that's, I mean, every single resident would have to be displaced.
Is it total?
They claim
They claim it is, but we don't think so. We've seen vacancies on Street Easy and stuff like that.
Is there a picture of this building?
You can't miss it. It's between.
You haven't seen it, 153rd?
It's the tallest building.
I know, it's not there.
Application is not.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's that?
Right next to the church. Cemetery.
It's across the street.
Yeah, that looks like the thing down on, Casey Morgan's building on Farm, with, you know,
Go to Riverbank State.
it's not as.
yeah.
It's a high.
I'll say that one second.
So there was unanimous consent on the floor,
Sound like the building.
second by Tina.
I'd say.
Any oppositions? Any abstentions? None being heard, it passes. Thank you guys for both.
Very good work. Good work.
Okay.
Right, moving on.
That was the third proposal.
Item number 3.
Okay, where are we now? Where are we?
So I already spoke about, I can talk now, right? So this is the cannabis letter that I just mentioned. The only reason I said Daria and Vanessa, they were on the call. I did most of the talking this evening and Shanti, you don't have to. Anyway, I wanted to make sure Daria and Vanessa had a chance to make any comments in terms of this letter being drafted. I know I have to change the first paragraph, but was there anything else that you felt we needed to address? Because this will then go to the general meeting next week.
Is my only question, because on the call, I've missed so much. Is
Yeah.
everybody requiring 45 days, or is that just something we're putting?
This is what, yeah, it's up to us.
It feels like over policing to me, because as we talked about, with. If somebody was having a pop-up and it was wine, there would be none of that.
Okay.
There wouldn't be a question of it, there would not even be a talk about it, that somebody had to let us know 45 days in advance.
Okay.
That they were gonna be serving wine.
Right.
And this is
Now a legal substance.
it is legal, it is not, we're treating it kind of, we're still kind of over.
Like a stepchild.
Yeah, we're over policing it, I believe.
No, and that's fine. No, I know Vanessa, this is another chief sheriff, and I put it in, and as a task force, I'm just trying to make sure that people weigh in.
Yes, you're
So,
very policing.
yeah, I try to be, but I wanna move it along and not dwell on, belabor the point so that it's prepared to share next week. Did you have a question?
No, I was just gonna say, I kind of liked it only because of, given unfortunately the history with the boards and something that got created, I kind of like the fact that this kind of gives that community input, just given the fact that the state is small out has been. But
Right, no, understood. So, I mean, if that is the one critique in terms of the amount of time, I mean, we can change it to 30 days. Was oh,
So it's 30 days now, so you said you could leave it at 30.
yeah, I mean, we could do that for sure. I think in terms of making any tweaks. And that was it. And so if we were to tweak it to 30 days, and then I'll change this first paragraph, I'll follow what with you, I guess I would ask the members here if we're okay to move this forward to the general.
So you're asking for a vote?
Yes.
Unanimous consent?
With the 30
With the
days.
amendment.
With the amendment.
With amendments,
30 days?
Yeah.
30 days, okay.
Anybody on the line? Okay. Thank you all. That was it.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Somebody to hurry up.
Yeah, thank you. Renew liquor applications.
Or just a correction, it could be new
New.
liquor applications. So the first one is Pizza de Valle. This is on 135th Street on the corner. It's right next to Mofongo de Valle. It's the pizza place, if you're familiar with it on Broadway. They want to serve beer and wine, but only at table service in the pizza facility.
Right.
Yeah, so and they stay open till 11, 7 days a week. No, they have no live music, just they have like a sound system. But so the beer and wine that they intend to serve would only be until 11 p.m.
Okay.
The owners did come before the committee, explained to them, that they've been in the community 30+ years. They have that restaurant, and I think they have contributed to many MCB9 functions.
Yeah.
The same old.
Same old.
So the committee, unanimously, is forward, and the 30th precinct said a motion.
And that's it.
Yes. Second.
Okay. Any objections, abstentions?
For the renewal. Right?
And this is a new application.
New application.
New application.
No,
Wait a minute.
that's to do
It's a
it.
new.
It says renew, it should have said new.
Say new.
Oh,
The
okay,
first
got
one.
it.
That was me. When I saw Mofongo, I thought it was an error and that it should be renewal. I understand now.
Pizza de Valle, aka Mofongo, is
The
new.
next one is Hamilton Hospitality Corporation. This is on 143rd Street in Broadway. This is actually Hamilton Hall, or what used to be Hamilton Hall.
Oh,
The owner of Hamilton Hall fell ill
yeah,
and sold the bar to another owner. And they are going to rename the bar Heights Tavern. The gentleman, Mr. Carrick, came before UST committee, pretty much said he's gonna keep the hours the same. pretty much keep the bar the same, they're gonna rename it. But he has to apply for a new liquor license because there is a new principal owner. He runs another establishment on the east side, on 86th Street, I forgot the name of it off the top of my head, it's in my notes, but, he pretty much wants to just make sure that it's a neighborhood bar. He wants to keep the history going, he knows the former owner, and he thinks it's important to keep that legacy going, so. They are open till 4 AM. But, you know, it's more of a neighborhood bar, it's not really a party locale, and they already have soundproofing. So,
But they already had a liquor license, this is renewal, right?
no,
Are there any complaints about the area? Okay.
3-0 was,
Second.
3-0 was good.
okay, unanimous consent, Tina, Walter.
No, Tina.
It doesn't now.
Okay, 2 years. Great, right.
The last one has to do with that New Year's Eve permit application, this is the U Bar and Grill at 1207 Amsterdam Avenue, that's on Amsterdam between 119th and 120th Street. If you.
It just opened up.
Yeah, it just opened up not too long ago. They're looking to serve, alcohol until 4 AM on New Year's Eve.
What's the normal cutoff?
I think they're normally they close at midnight because of the New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Stay.
4 AM.
Unanimous consent.
Second.
Any objections?
And just a note on the sheet, Utah,
Yeah.
it should be the 2-6 has no objection.
Okay.
Who seconded? I did, Tina.
Okay. Any additional old business?
Chair, if you could just reiterate that all amendments have to be submitted to the district office. Tomorrow, definitely no later than Monday. We have to have it.
Oh, yeah. If that, it won't go on.
Yeah.
You won't have it in time to do it, that's
Right.
right, should be no later than Friday, but I ain't.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, it is tomorrow, okay.
But you ain't in there.
You know what, I really, don't ask me what a day is, you got, I go to
Right,
work,
yeah,
because
right,
I was
yeah.
at I was accepting the day. That's what it's funny.
Oh, I know that feeling.
God.
Give some MHCC.
First thing this morning, I was at.
We got
New business.
another item under new business would be, from Michael Gross. MHCC update,
Yeah, just a couple of things.
One Side Heights Community Coalition. by the
Yes.
way.
We had a good meeting, thanks for coming, Victor, with Columbia Residential regarding their new project. To make 8 units in Morningside Heights available to community residents. The meeting was productive. They're calling it a pilot program. We put some pressure on them to expand it and make more than 8 available, not just in Morningside Heights, but in other areas where there's Columbia housing. The good news is that they made a sort of promise that the leases that folks sign on to are gonna be rent stabilized sort of permanently. That's something that we're gonna have to monitor though, I think, especially when leases get renewed. And then the Columbia University Tenants Union is moving ahead and has been going really well. A lot of student interest, but also a lot of interest from non-affiliates who live in Columbia housing, but there aren't teachers or staff or anything like that at Columbia. So we've gotten more than 100 folks to sort of give us really crucial information about like problems that they're having with their Columbia housing. Then there's a building on West 123rd Street, 1088 Amsterdam, which we were told about, which apparently was foreclosed on by A&E, like a real estate company, and they're gonna have a new owner, I think, at some point, and we just wanted to make sure you guys know about it and can monitor it. Yeah, one more thing, MHCC had a sort of small business symposium that I think went really great. They're looking for ways for the small businesses in Morningside Heights to work together and sort of work against what are getting to be really expensive leases for commercial, for commercial spaces and like storefronts.
You mean down over by?
Down in Morningside Heights and back. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's going to be recognized.
Yes, Stephen.
The eight apartments can we ensure or try to enforce that local MCB9 residents be first considered for those apartments?
That's, yeah, that was the whole thing we were sort of pushing for. And I think it's gonna sort of be on MCC, other folks to, and then like, Cordell Clear and Shauna Gray, you were at that meeting as well, and really made that a point as well. And I think, there's no proposed way for us to like seek out tenants, but I think we are just gonna keep sort of making sure that the people that do get sort of picked or apply for housing are.
Can we suggest some people as well?
I think, yeah, I think that would be great,
Because
yeah,
if we leave it to their devices, they might not be inclined.
yeah, very true,
So-
yeah.
I think they were gonna have a outside agency run some.
That was
type of lottery.
that was the plan, yeah, like some nonprofit that I think has done other
Right.
developments in the area.
Run a lottery system for it.
The lottery
Yeah.
is for everyone.
No, there'd be restrictions
Oh, we should.
Yeah.
within certain, right,
Okay.
that's was.
That's what I understood too.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if it's a lottery, then it has to be publicized.
Right.
Yeah.
Within
Yeah.
the boundaries of.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know much more about that, to be
That's,
honest.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's as far as we got. I
Yeah,
think, with the
yeah.
meeting. But we wanted it to be people within the district CB9. Those are people who've been impacted.
Does the district office have a listing of people that have asked for housing, just by chance? I know of 3 people right off the top of my head who live in this community that need housing desperately. They all live in walk-ups and they're old and they can't walk up the stairs anymore.
Yes.
So that would be-
I'm not saying, that doesn't say that people don't come in looking for housing, we just refer them to where they can fill out an application and seek available apartments,
So. Dave?
I have one thing to say, first of all, I don't really know whether this was considered, but if so the devil's gonna be detailed.
Speak a little louder.
That it's against the law to create rent stabilized housing. In other words, it won't be recognized by the courts, it won't be recognized by GHCR. So it's a question of drafting leases that give the same protection, but it sounds like you've already.
That's the whole
thought
thing,
of that.
yeah.
And then the question I had was, how are they gonna set the rents?
That is something that, I mean, to be honest, this project is a few months away. We're a few months away from even having like the first 2 or 3 units, let alone the rest of the 8. I think that is a good question though, and I think, Columbia hasn't like offered us a number or anything like that, but that's gonna be what that second meeting I would assume is gonna be
So-
about.
Michael, question,
Yeah.
are some of these units already rent stabilized? You know?
So
That's what I was
my
thinking.
understanding is, so all of the non-affiliate housing that Columbia rents out is rent stabilized.
So some of the units might be in those,
But we don't know.
right,
So it's a tricky thing. Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking when I was
'cause-
listening to the meeting. that-
In Morningside Heights,
Right.
non-affiliate owned or non-affiliate tenants who live in Columbia housing, they actually are rent stabilized.
Right, already,
Yeah, already. So, yeah.
so as they become available,
As they become available, that becomes the
we
question.
try to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into a lottery system where they could have it, but something look a little deeper into just to make sure we're on the same.
Totally,
page.
yeah.
Okay. Great, thank you for the update. Any other new business? Okay,
Well, I don't know if this will come under this, but I just wanted to put the announcement out there. December 18th is our general board meeting, and after the meeting, we have a holiday party. I'm asking that we form a committee to partake in planning that committee. With me included.
Like a
So-
champagne and all of that.
I mean, planning the party.
Planning the party.
Yeah.
And I just listed some holiday donators. Dinosaur Barbecue, Manners, Mapunga, West Side Market. We can add to the list. I just wanna start the wheel turning and not wait till the last minute.
Okay.
The party is December 18th, immediately following general board, and I'm asking that we form a committee.
And you also did have a draft, but
The
you,
location is our meeting space.
The forum.
The forum.
you said, don't forget to draft the letter, so I can.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You got your.
I have the
You
letter.
know what
I
I'm
just
saying?
wanna,
Draft the letter
so
for the,
you're
to take
volunteering to be on the committee?
Yes.
So Walter, Tina,
Yes.
I'm wondering.
Marita,
And Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Great, it's a good committee.
And Victor's gonna sing.
That would include entertainment, so that's all part of the planning.
Victor doesn't sing, he does interpretive day.
So if you know of any local restaurant that you think would donate,
I'm not.
we should discuss that.
Ask the donors, imagine.
Rita, I've been begging for years. I'm asking for help now.
Okay, I'm asking.
Oh, so we got, okay, we got a committee, great.
Yeah, no
All
problem.
right, nothing else from new business, nothing old,
No.
meeting adjourned at.
No motion to close.
Yes. Is that your motion?
What? A motion to close.
You adjourned, yes.
And, yeah,
At 8:53.
8:53, meeting is adjourned.
Now closed. There's Visions Contemporary Ballet is at Riverside Church. I'm going on Friday night at 7 p.m.
Tomorrow.
And if we can get if we can go as I guess anyone that's interested, we can maybe get a drink afterwards and we can do something celebratory, like as a team, if we choose. So I'm just putting it out there if you choose.
I'm gonna tell you.
I love it.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, right?
So, my question, I know you're like.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vic.
I mean, you didn't have the first paragraph, this thing, general. It's not. Yeah. Alright. And then the rest of it, you send it with the edit. Okay, so I'll send that to you. When I get home tonight.
Yeah, you know.
I'm trying to be proactive. Yeah, I do.
Sister's coming for the city alarm. I was
Yes.
a tough question, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They'll be.
And daughter too, right?
Yes. They don't know it yet. I'm just gonna give them the date. They know. That's not automatic.
This would be my first time, so I'm
Let me, end the meeting.
Now.